crossed a lot of people in that thing. Not like Diddy did, but
Yeah.
I mean, you know, differently.
Minus the baby oil.
I've ran across people
on their stuff like that. I wasn't even following him on Instagram.
That's wild.
And he said send me your number and let me hit you up real quick.
That's good.
So that's
This one is definitely a gangster, a little skeleton, Bone Thug style feel, vibe. I like the leather that's in here. There's a lot of textures in this shit. So to start out the podcast, I guess, how long have you been rapping in general?
Well, I've been rapping for probably since I was 18.
And you are now how old?
31.
31. So who was one of your biggest inspirations when it came to?
Honestly, I was thinking about that last night. A little brain fog and getting stuff. And I was writing, and I was like, who would I listen to? And I actually put on some Lil Wayne old school.
Oh yeah,
like Sorry for the Wayne.
Dude, oh man, dude, mixtape albums. Yes, Weezy has always.
Eminem as well. Like
Eminem definitely paved the way, and he's a lyrical mastermind. Dude, it's just the way he puts together random bars and stuff like that. And like most of the time, you won't even catch him until after you've heard it like 100 times. Like really old school Eminem, like first like Marshall Mathers LPs and stuff. Yeah.
Bone Thugs too. I mean, they've inspired me since I got signed. I was a little bit too young to listen to them when I was a kid. A lot of people say you got the same flow as them and all that stuff, but honestly, I didn't really listen too much to them. I just like rapping fast.
Right, and it just kind of came out that way. I mean, at the end of the day, when you're rapping fast and you know you got that pick up that style, like you're gonna start sounding like some of the pioneers of it, you know, like Twista, and you can hear it in like King ISO's music or Ritz, you know, just some of the choppers that really rap fast, and you kind of start to adapt your own sound to it, but it's like eventually somebody's influenced some of that.
Yeah, for sure, and definitely making songs with them and their artists have definitely stepped up and made me rap faster. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Where were you born at? Like, were you?
Rochester,
New York. Nice. So you start rapping in New York?
No, actually, I started rapping in Lake Mary, Florida.
Florida seems to have its tendency to make white kids get grills, tattoos, and start rapping. It's a Florida thing. It's like almost everybody I've ever met that's like came to Florida. Even like, so my one friend, like he like visited Florida the one time, came back, and he was just like, yeah, what's up? You're like, you know, that was quick. Yeah. And he like drank the water or something. What other kind of interests outside of music do you have?
I mean, I like sports. I like baseball. I like art. I like the Cincinnati Reds.
I was always a Astros, but only because I was from Texas.
Yes.
So
you gotta be a fan.
Yeah, it just made sense.
Or the Rangers. I like to eat too. Man, I love to eat.
Foodie, what's your favorite food?
I'd have to say crab legs.
Crab legs.
Yeah, sushi.
Like a juicy crab or something. We went to this one place in like Gainesville. It's called Mr. and Mrs. Krabs.
Oh, sick.
It's pretty good. It's just standard crawfish. What is it? Almost cat skulls. It's kind of crazy to think there's some people don't, you know, like, isn't that, weren't you born with ear holes? You know?
I didn't put them in for like a year. It was weird. They're still there.
I never put mine in at all. I was born like that. There's these giant holes, giant holes in my ear. I got like, mine's are like zeros, so I can put like a battery in my ear all the way through them. I used to put like padlocks in my ears and shit when I was in school. Clip them in and like lock them and keep the keys in my pocket. And be like, yo, you have master locks in your ears. And they were so heavy they'd stretch them. That's how I'd stretch them when I was in school and shit.
Yeah, right? Those African people put plates in it.
Dude, disking, like whenever they disc their lips and stuff.
Oh, yeah, disking,
some people do that like in their nostrils and like, yeah, dude. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty.
Imagine trying to breathe.
Oh my god. Yeah, I like some people have like those discs in their like lip, and you can see their teeth and stuff. And sheesh, a lot. I could never really get into that. It was always a little too much for me.
That one guy tatted his eyes.
A lot of people do. That's what's crazy is their eyeballs tatted. That's insanity. No, people do that with like hypodermic needles. And, they get pretty gnarly. And it's like they inject ink into the layer of the eyeball, and then it like your eyes get like black for weeks, and then you can't see for a while, and then like it heals. And it's very dangerous. It's very, 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 very risky too.
Yeah, one dude right on TikTok, straight black eyes.
Possibly, probably.
He said he did it himself, but I doubt it. You know, stuff.
Yeah. Shows. You do live shows. You perform.
Yeah.
Do all that kind of stuff. What's the biggest setup you've ever got to perform for?
The
festivals or?
Honestly, not really that many. For
No?
real.
I seen a video of you on stage.
Well, yeah, they're like running me through and training me for
Ah.
yeah, for the big shows like 30,000, 20,000 people. But that show was like 20,000.
No, that's a huge show.
It was
It's
huge.
huge. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot different than you think.
Yeah.
When you get out there.
Oh, dude, I can only imagine. Biggest thing I've ever like really played for is a good few hundreds of people.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You know,
thinking.
casinos, like some casinos that are fully packed. A couple of shows that have been 350, 400 caps. I've played at Underbelly, which is like an 1,100 cap venue. It's like almost packed.
And a high dive. You know where that is?
Yep. Yeah, I know where High Dive is.
There.
That's a good spot. High Dive is.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be different, honestly. Like when I got signed, I thought I was gonna be given stuff and all that type of stuff like that. But like,
Well, no, I mean,
they're like genuine people and they want you to work for it, so they're not gonna like rip me off and hand me a bunch of money and be like, "Here, go fuck."
they're not gonna set you
Yeah.
up for failure, is what they're not doing.
They want me to do good, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I really appreciate the
way
label that I'm with.
Well, it's like most people don't understand with the label. You get signed, they give you some money, but it's like you still have to work that off. You still have to produce albums. You know, you're supposed to take that money, and if you think you and a collaboration between this big artist is gonna do it, like that's what you use that money for. You use that money for your record cut, you know, paying for some dope beats from good, well-known producers, or even not. You know, even if you just do it all like low key, it's you gotta take that money and set it up. You know, and a lot of artists don't understand that, and then like they get their money, they get in that deal, they get this advance, boom, they're behind because they're spending it on other stuff. They're not paying back what they need, you know, and it sounds like they set you up with trying to like, hey, we'll give you these things, but like you got to work and produce this and do that, and like, you know,
yeah, just prove that I can do it on my own, basically. And I feel like I have more freedom with them. Yeah, more independent, because we are independent. They're like the biggest independent label like almost ever. I'm pretty positive, with stream wise.
Yeah, I mean,
so what makes them different, like independent versus?
Well, so they don't have to go through the big people and split money anymore with like major labels, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like Universal or Death Row or Def Jam, all that type of shit.
Right.
They basically got all their fans from when they were signed, which they're kind of lucky.
Right, because like Bone Thugs and Harmony was the group and the crew and the brand, but at the end of the day, they were still on whatever, you know, Universal or whatever they were signed to. And then they kind of did right with it, you know, like you take, when you're signed to a label, you invest in a studio, you invest in an LLC, you start building your fan base off of the label and them giving you a nice push and a fan base. But like at the end of the day, you got to build all that for yourself, so that way once you take that money and you start building your stuff, you can run with it at the end of the day, get done with your contract, and then your business that you started with that money and that fan base can go, and your team and
can do it for myself and everybody around me.
Yeah, bringing money to the table, and like, you know, the label might say, hey, we want to stick with paying somebody to do this and that, but like you should be able to take that label advance and all that and build that from that, you know.
I couldn't ask for like, this is the craziest thing though. I know it's like kind of off topic, when I really like, you know, in the morning, like when you can talk, like if God talks to you or whatever it is talks to you in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, like that happened to me like really crazy that morning, like really vividly, and I like rolled over and told my girl, I was like, I just was told I'm gonna get signed by Bone Thugs, and she was like, you're fucking crazy. And like I told my friends and no one was believing me. I was like, I was so weird, it seems so real. And then like I just dropped my video, and then that President Carter one, and he wrote me, and I swear on everything, I wasn't even on their stuff like that. I wasn't even following him on Instagram.
That's wild.
And he said send me your number and let me hit you up real quick.
That's good.
So that's the only reason why personally I did it, because I didn't want to sign to a label.
Right.
Because like honestly, most of them are people. And
of course, yeah. I mean,
kids and weird shit.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Sometimes we all need a helping hand, you know? And there's like more people making platforms like Futuristic has Indie Amplified. Dizzy Wright's kind of working on his little platform that he's working on. I wouldn't say little, but you know, he's coming up with it. Other artists have, you know, Strange Music has their platform. It's about like what they do and how they build. Some of them stand for some good stuff. Some of them are just cash grabs. I don't know, you know, there's a lot of speculation on how some of it works, but some of them have some pretty red flags, you know, like Atlantic Records, right? Why is it, how come Atlantic Records got a bunch of people that got this star ring and all of a sudden end up disappearing, dying, all kinds of crazy
you saw
shit.
that
So,
too, huh?
yeah, dude, isn't it
They
ironic
had
that
insurance on them.
oh, that's what happens. The album sales didn't do too good. And then all of a sudden they said, oh, you still owe us some money. So what do? They say, oh, insurance policy, whap them off, bong bong. Now everyone says, oh, RIP, Dave was a legend, da da da. They stream and buy their merch and then their numbers go up. And then the label still owns that. Then they go, oh, well, let's get some money. And how do they take care of the family? Give them some hush money? Oh, mom, hey, man, sorry that your child died while they work for our label. We'll pay you some money to feel better, compensation. Definitely sketch sometimes, you know, and you got to be careful what kind of deals you're taking. And, you know, I'm glad you were able to get something that working with a company that's really going to want to, let you be kind of your own creative and just push you and let you, stand beside you.
And it makes me feel kind of good though that Lazy and Flesh, both of them separately, told me that they were going to be my Eazy-E. So like,
nice.
And Eazy-E did a lot of stuff for them. So
yeah, absolutely.
So far, they've stuck to everything.
Stuck to everything they said, huh? That's good, man.
I'm just not expecting anything. I'm just mostly just working on my shit.
I mean, dude, work and you do it for monetary gain. Yeah, obviously, it's nice to do it to make money, but like the longevity of it is eventually it's gonna just feel like working a job and details to be done. But if it's your passion, it's gonna continuously make work. People are gonna fall in love with it, find it, and then be ready and wanting more, needing more. When you call and ask people, hey man, what are you waiting on? What's the next thing and exciting thing you're waiting on? And they say, oh, you to drop some new music. Oh, I want to see a new music video from you. Oh, man. That gets that vibe going. Your passion's gonna stay working out forever, and it'll bring you all kinds of money. I should follow right in between because I see how passionate. Plus, you put out better shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, trying to make music not being on drugs is sometimes a task, hard thing to do sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we're very judgmental of our own work. It makes it to where it's still not like fucking doing a job all the time. What about in the music, when you're making music and stuff, do you find any of it like super tedious? Like what's your least favorite part about trying to make music?
I don't think I have one, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. I like getting mad.
That's good.
Because then that means I'm learning, probably.
Right.
Because to be honest, like trying to learn and teach myself by myself, I've definitely got super pissed off. I've probably cried and done a whole bunch of different shit.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But I don't know. I just like learning, honestly.
Yeah. So you like the whole process?
Yeah.
I get frustrated.
Finding people to work. That's probably the worst thing in music.
Heard that.
Finding genuine people.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, that's a very hard one.
It's crazy because I've come across a lot of people in that thing. Not like Diddy did, but
yeah.
I mean, differently.
Minus the baby oil.
I've ran across people. Tears are probably more painful than the tattoo most of the time.
No, you're good. Yeah, I think it might be actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's like literally probably one of the biggest complaints that I get.
Belt, maybe.
Your belt?
Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's the chair.
No, the chairs, definitely. Dude, some people be like so like sore after leaving. They're like, oh, my hip hurts. I'm like, they just have their whole arm sleeved out. And they're complaining about their hip in the chair. I'm like, yeah, good job.
That might be me.
I know you got enough to pay for my time, and like you'll have zero. Look, hey, Mr. Famous Guy, you will have no problem me paying $150 for a ticket.
Millions of dollars, they should at least fucking. And if you tattoo them, they should throw you money anyways.
Because it's clout. They're clout. I'm like, yo, clout is not credit here.
Yeah.
But I do like most of the people I have mad respect for everybody I've met, whether the experience was super pleasant or not. I have respect for every single person I met because I don't know what they were going through at the time of meeting them. And most of the time, like I always hear it. If you listen to musicians, like music sometimes, like I know with Ritz says it a lot of times. He says in one of his songs, if I met you while doing this music shit, don't be stupid, kid. We ain't friends. This a job.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah. And it's just like the more people you have to meet,
that's what most of them are. They'll take your money, making songs with them. It doesn't matter who the fuck it is.
Well, I mean,
they take him, and then they don't drop your shit. Or
it depends on like what you got in your contract. That's the thing too. There's also like situations that can like attest to where like if you don't know the industry standards and you take more than you should. If you were sometimes that can like burn some stuff. I know it's like this. Like all right, so say you buy a feature from somebody, right? And they're like, all right, I'm gonna give you the feature. The feature gonna be like a couple of grand. And you're like, all right, cool. If you don't stipulate really, hey, like, am I buying just the feature? Is this coming with promotion? Or are you going to advertise with it? Like, what is, you know, and like, what are the splits and like this and that? If you don't clarify that, then like, that's kind of on us as an artist, you know, and like, we got to do that, because if not, the price might go up if you want them to promote it. You know, if they just making the music so you can do whatever and take that clout and do whatever and hope it works for you. Here's the price of that. Try it. If it works, kudos. If not, whatever. You shot your shot. Now, if you want me to promote it, it's gonna be a little extra. If I gotta co-sign you, it's a little extra.
There's most artists that I've seen, bro, that literally most rappers don't even have a house or anything to live in or money coming in or anything.
And I mean, like,
to me, that's like lying about who you are. You might as well just be riding in a Honda if you got damn Honda.
Right. And I mean, like, no shame. And like, obviously, if you're doing a video and you're like, I don't want my video at my house, I want my video in front of a mansion. So yes, I'm gonna go rent a mansion because I don't want to own a mansion. And I mean, kudos to those who put out their music and make millions and don't have mansions and do. I mean, in a sense, sometimes, because like, you know, they could be spending their money in more places, maybe taking care of their families, doing all that. Maybe that's why they don't have some of those things.
I see a lot of that with artists too.
Right. I mean, like, if I was making milli, like, I don't know if I'd necessarily want to have a mansion. I'd probably like, I don't know. I also like make sure like most of my purchases make sense and are business oriented. Have a mansion, I'd be like using it and renting it out like for like content houses. And if I do have cars, I'm renting them bitches out for photo shoots. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna own them, but they're gonna work.
If we were streaming, bro, like if we were streaming at any time, say that we were streaming and I got a tattoo from you, we could get you paid from taxes, right. Shit, or if we ordered a pizza or whatever the fuck it was.
Exactly.
And that's what the fuck I'm trying to get to, because they're literally making so much money. Just by spending money the first year. Yeah,
and that's the thing is like it takes money to make money, but at the same time, it's like if you know how to let it work for you and like turn it into these businesses, you know, if you stream and record and make content out of every day that you spend in your spare time recording and making music, all your shit for it to write off your computer, your beats, your like all that, and that's the thing is you can make it all work for you the right way. Use it as write-off, then get it back on taxes, and then still claim all the money you make from streams and then this and that and like all your advertisement. Like, I know for me, if I make with a business, you know, if I make music and I use it in advertisements under my songs on Instagram and Facebook, like technically my feature price for the song that I used as the background to that music was partially advertisement costs. With some of your music, who's the biggest person you've ever worked with?
Well, Flesh and Bone.
Obviously.
Yeah, recently. Those two videos, Murder Music and To the Bone.
Nice. That song is actually really dope.
And then coming up, I got Lazy Bone, Crazy Bone, and then I'm trying to get Busy Bone.
Yes.
We said we're gonna work, but
where do they live at? Do they live?
Yeah, are they like West Coast or where are they?
I think Cali. One of them lives out in Florida.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember if they were like West Coast or, you know, because everybody's kind of got their areas.
And then one of them, I wish, lives in Ohio.
See, so like they got areas marketed all over areas. Yeah, they definitely, you know.
Honestly, I don't really see them perform out here too much.
I've seen Flesh come to Myth before.
Yeah, I feel like Flesh is the one that.
Yeah, Flesh came to Myth before. My buddy Milky Vaughn opened up for him. Said it was a really cool show. I wanted to go, but I was probably tattooing that night and I could not make it. I grew up on old school Bone Thugs, you know. And that was always dope music, especially because it was like gangster, but it was like chill and melodic and like, I don't know, like there was definite good message behind most of the music. It wasn't like your standard stereotypical gangster rap music. Had its gangster side too. Bone Thugs have always been a group to roll with, kind of out there with like No Limit and stuff like that.
Wu-Tang as well.
Yeah, Wu-Tang.
I'm actually talking to a girl who she promotes them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so she's trying to hook me up to get me with some of their artists.
Oh, dude, my buddy Latifu, Sam Latifu, I talk to him a lot. He's part of Dan Killer Bees.
Something with the Wu-Tang's people coming up.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Like the mix.
So that's like the two real groups left, you know.
Well, the OG ones, man. So your style of music mostly is chopper rap.
No, I like I'm a bar for bar kind of guy. Yeah, but I can make R&B songs. I like making songs about stuff I'm going through. Really.
Some people, you ever make like songs that are just like, I need to make a song about this, and then like have to like really take a topic and just roll with it.
Our song we got coming is hard.
Yes, we do have a song that we are working on for you. Got to get it mixed down, finalized, out the loop. It's a surprise. It's a surprise.
My bad.
Top secret out the vault, you know? No, we actually have been kind of talking a lot, just in general about playing with some like different types of music, you know?
Yeah.
I personally have been wanting to kind of like lean into kind of some new metal vibes, kind of Linkin Park-ish, Limp Bizkit-ish.
Switching it up.
Just playing with it and just still being able to like have like bars, you know? But I definitely want something a little bit different. I think with like some of your sound and the flow that you have and mixing with some like hardcore singing and some fucking like new metal type beats would be pretty damn sick. So, you know, we've been picking out some beats. I know you've done a couple of random videos. You were doing a video here that we shot with you going up. Was that what it's called?
Power Up,
Power
yeah.
Up, right on. What is that? So that project, is that just one of the songs on the album?
Yeah, one of them. One of the 32.
32 songs on this
Yeah.
album?
I worked for 3 years on it straight.
3 years on an album. Some people try to say like, you know, you got to drop an album a year. Sometimes you got to, but it's like sometimes you can drop mixtapes, singles, pieces, projects.
Especially my first one.
Right. Especially in today's day and age too. You know, it's hard to get somebody to really want to commit to like a full album of music anyways, to buy and purchase.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. Seems like you could sign an artist and they won't even finish the damn album.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you got to think like to clear things from producers to get certain stuff. You want it to be a really good, you know, a concept piece of art. You know, sometimes it's kind of hard. I know that's why, like, I used to want to save a lot of my stuff to be on like one album. I was like, then I won't have no music to release.
Yeah.
You know, so then you just kind of pick and choose sometimes. How many albums have you released?
I actually released one, and then that's when I released that video 2 days later.
Nice.
And after that came out, I'm pretty positive I took it down. I don't think it's up anymore. But I had these kids in Nigeria make my cover, and they changed the name and made it called Coin, and it said "Chosen One in Nigeria." That's what it meant.
That's awesome.
And I was like, "Why did you guys name it that?" And they said, "We love you here."
That's
and I thought it was
awesome.
pretty cool. And I was like, "Okay, I'll keep it on there then."
You could work with 2 artists. Who would it be?
Joyner Lucas.
Okay.
Michael Jackson. He wasn't dead.
Michael Jackson.
Little Wayne would be pretty cool.
Lil Wayne, that'd be gas. I mean, obviously, everybody's trying to clown Lil Wayne because of the whole Super Bowl thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, Weezy had platinum fucking albums at fucking 14. Don't you dare
He's so
disrespect
good,
that
that was
man's
real.
name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we know you got album coming, new project. Performance-wise, you performing anytime soon anyway.
Well, as soon as I drop this album, then I'm gonna probably be going on tour with that album. So, yeah. There's a lot of new stuff with like Conor McGregor's label and everything. So,
Conor McGregor.
yeah.
Is a label?
Yeah, they signed both Greenback Records and Exhibit too. Exhibit. I think they're letting him do one last album. I don't know though. But that's why I signed Bone, because they're doing one album, like final album together.
That'll be interesting to look forward to. So keep an eye out.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out on that.
Well, I know he's got the money, so if he puts it behind him,
Bada bing.
yeah, he made like 200 million last year.
It's a lot of money, man. And that's the thing too, is like a lot of people complain about like money not being there. Like, dude, there's so much money in abundance in the world for people to.
You gotta get the right person, bro. So you
Work.
believes, you
You
know.
know, that and you gotta work.
Damn right.
You gotta put in the work. None of this shit happens overnight. You know, I'm sure you've been at it for years, like we talked about. I've been doing my job for years. You know, it takes thousands of hours to become a master at what you do. Countless hours in practice and songs thrown away and freestyles and raps rapped and never heard that were good, that should have been recorded, couldn't have been recorded, and practice countless hours chalking it up to the game. You're getting there where you're going, man, and it's fucking taking off, you know, so the next few months, make sure we're all looking out for all of the projects that are coming.
Yeah, Rise from the Ashes, that's what it's called.
Rise from the Ashes, that's going to be on YouTube.
On everything Spotify.
Everything
Yeah,
Spotify,
Bone's gonna be
YouTube,
dropping it.
gonna be dropping. You can find my homie, Greezy Bone.
Greezy Bone 3 on everything.
Let's go. Well, make sure you follow my boy Greezy Bone 3, all platforms. He's got some dope music coming soon. And, you know, he's got some new videos and just new projects coming out. So check in with him, and we'll see you guys next time. Let's take a look at the fucking final results of your tattoo.